Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jesse, and today I'm bringing you a unhinged, bookish, would you rather book tag. I've been doing a lot of reading sprints recently with my channel members over on our Discord community. After each reading sprint, we yap and we chat, and sometimes I come up with some unhinged, would you rather questions. So I decided to collect some of those, throw them together in a book tag, and that's how we ended up here. I feel like it's one of those book tags where it just gets weirder as you go, and some of it might end up being like nightmare fuel. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. I'll be sure to list the questions down below in the description, so if you want to join in the comments, I would love that. Please participate with me. Let's get started. Would you rather your book melt as you read it, or have all the pages stick together as you read it? Honestly, this one depends on the specific experience that I'm having with that book. Like, if it's a book that I am just like full on hating, I can't stand, it's grinding my gears, then let's melt it, baby. Light that candle and let it melt. Drip, drip, be gone. But if it's a book I'm loving, then I'd rather have the pages stick together, even though that makes no sense at all. Like, I'm loving this book, I want it to just like be stuck together. But like, hear me out, I'm comparing the two here. We've either got melting or sticking the book together, and if I'm loving a book, I want to at least keep that book. I want it to like stick together and still be able to have that book by the end of it and display it on my "these are all the books I love" trophy case, aka my bookshelf. But I think truthfully, the sticking of the pages is a win either way, because if you love the book and you want to keep it and display it, then you at least have the book by the end of it. And if it's a book that you are full on hating, at least the book is like sticking together and you can't open it ever again and be frustrated by it. Sure, yes, I understand the fact that like if you're loving the book, you want to have the chance to reread it, but if you really want to reread it, having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. Would you rather be forced to read on a billboard in the middle of a big, busy city, or be forced to read in a tree in a forest filled with lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. Truthfully, both of these scenarios suck, but I think there's one that I favor over the other. Let me just like explain myself a little bit here. When I'm thinking about the billboard itself, I'm thinking about the fact that like humans are terrifying. So if I were just like sitting on a billboard in the middle of this huge city that's busy and there's lots of people around, I'm sure that I'd be taunted in some kind of way. I'd be ridiculed. People just can't help themselves. They gotta open their mouths and tell you how they feel about something that doesn't pertain to them at all. I'm sure that people would like take pictures of me and post it on social media and call me a pick-me or something. In my mind, I will say that like the billboard situation would probably be more comfortable than being out in nature, because when I am thinking about the nature scenario, I'm thinking about the fact that I'm gonna be like chilling in a tree, and like I can imagine that could be hard to get comfortable, especially when you're reading a book. Like, it's already hard enough to find a comfortable reading position while you're reading, so imagine trying to do that while you're in a tree. Like, if you're like moving around quite a bit, there's a chance of you falling to your death. But I also feel like the nature one is less terrifying to me in the long run, because so long as like you're minding your own business and like not messing with the animals, I feel like they will also mind their business. Unless they're like hungry AF, then like that clearly is a different story. But I feel like it just would be a much more peaceful situation. You'd have the nature background music to assist you while you're reading, and that just sounds like magical to me. But I also know that I am a clumsy person and I would probably end up falling to my death. And yet I'm still gonna choose reading in nature, in a tree, in a forest with lots of creatures, lots of beasts. Which sure, might sound like I'm choosing death because I'm either being eaten by these forest beasts or I'm falling to my death. But I'd rather choose that than being ridiculed by humans, truthfully. Would you rather the words of your books be scrambled together as you read them, and so by the end of it you just have a book filled with scrambled text, or have the words of the book completely disappear as you're reading it? Are either one of these gonna have a good turnout? No, absolutely not. Both are bad. But I feel like I would at least rather have the chance to unscramble the words and make sense of them than have the text just like completely disappear and never be able to reread the book. And again, I go back to the scenario of being like, if I'm reading a book and I'm loving it, I would rather it be just like scrambled together. But if I'm reading a book that I hated, then I would obviously love for the text to just like full on disappear as I'm reading. But I think I would definitely rather be able to like open a book and have something to work with, have a bit of a challenge, if you will, to unscramble the words, than just opening a book and it being blank after I've read it. I'm already getting annoyed with these questions as if I'm not the one that came up with them. Like, I created this book tag. Would you rather be forced to have a bookshelf made out of mustache hair, or be forced to have a bookshelf made out of dog and cat hair? I feel like some of y'all could probably go ahead and DIY your own cat or dog hair bookshelf. And that is not a call out. That is not me dragging you. I'm just stating the facts. Look at your surroundings right now Am I wrong? Is there not a cat sitting right next to you? Is there not a dog sitting right next to you? If the answer is yes, then that's all I need to know. Hear me out. In this scenario, I feel like the dog hair, cat hair bookshelf would end up like smelling a little bit, which I'm sure some people would find endearing and find that kind of like a comforting smell, but I personally would pass up on that stink. Mustache hair, on the other hand, while yes, still disturbing, I feel like would not smell, would not be stinky. I don't know though, like I've never gone up to somebody and been like, can I smell your mustache? But I also feel like the cat hair and dog hair would end up on all the books, whereas I feel like the mustache hair can sometimes be a little bit more sturdy. Oh, I just had a moment where I realized the question that I'm answering and was snapped out of my delusions, my imagination, and I felt weird about it. Let me just work through this spiral real fast. I'm still leaning towards the mustache hair because I have a theory that it's just not gonna stink as bad as the dog and cat hair. That's my final answer. Though who knows how stable any kind of bookshelf would be if it were made out of hair. Like I feel like one misplaced book has that bookshelf just turning into a pile of hair. Would you rather your book burp in your face at the end of each chapter or sneeze in your face at the start of each chapter? I'd rather neither, but one thing that needs to happen is that book needs to get some manners. Cover that mouth of yours or you're getting shelved, never to be opened again, my good sir. And yes, that was a threat. I know this sounds gross, which truthfully both scenarios here are gross. The book burping in your face, disgusting. The book sneezing on you, germs. But I'm just thinking about the fact that like I've always wanted like a scratch and sniff book situation where like as I'm reading the book I can smell what the characters smell like, what their perfume cologne smells like, or I can smell the forest they're walking through or the food they're eating, and I feel like the book burping in my face is the closest that I can get to that experience. So I guess burp it is. Would you rather the floor of your bookstore be water? You'd have to use a boat or a floaty to get around and no water damage would occur on the books. Or have the floor of your bookstore be lava? Again, no books would be harmed, no books would be damaged, but you'd have to like climb and jump between the different bookcases. Why do both options sound kind of fun? I mean, so long as the books are not being damaged by the water or the lava, I'm game for either. I think for my own sake and like putting myself in this scenario, I think I would lean towards the water side of things because I'm thinking about the lava and like sure, while I slayed the floor is lava as a kid and like had so much fun playing that, I know how clumsy I am. I know that my experience has the potential to become the next best-selling book that I will not write because I will be dead and it will be called The Boy Who Burned by Lava. So water it is. It sounds like the safer option. Also, it could be like a lazy river situation where you're just able to like float around, be surrounded by books, read a book, and buy books. Like paradise. Hello. Paradise. Would you rather have a book's text start tattooing itself on you as you were reading it, or have your hair color be changed to match the color of a book cover every time you touched a book? As someone who is super boring when it comes to hair and has mostly had like the same color of hair my whole life, I do think it would be fun to like spice it up and touch a book and just have it be changed to the color of that book. Like that just sounds like a really fun time, and being able to like try a bunch of different colors. So I think that I would be down for that. I think it'd be fun to just like try a bunch of different colors, see what works, see what does not work. The tattoo one just sounds like a lot, to be honest. And if it's a situation where like you're reading a book and you are hating it, but like the text has already started like tattooing all over your body, like you're doomed. You're stuck with this like horrible tattoo of this book that you really don't like. Unless I knew that that was going to happen during the reading experience and I was able to pick the specific book. Because if I could just tattoo A River Enchanted all over my body and just be able to like read it at any point and cry over it, I'd consider it. But also I could literally just run over to my bookshelf, pick up A River Enchanted, read it, and cry over how beautiful it is at any point in time. So I'm going with the hair color. I'm going with the cover hair color. Would you rather your book grow legs or hands? Both are terrifying and both offer up different challenges. Book grow legs, book walk away. Book grow hands, book touch me while I'm reading and freak me the freak out. Honestly, the image of both in my mind is very disturbing for me, and I don't know what I would pick. I have no idea what I would pick. I'm imagining waking up in the middle of the night to my book just like walking around and running into things. But then I'm even more terrified of a book having hands, like just growing hands, and just being able to touch me, being able to touch anything in my room. And I just don't think that I would be okay with it. now I'm wondering like what my books think of me having hands and touching them all the time. Like if they had souls or minds, I'm sure they would be like, please stop touching us, please. Truthfully, I feel like either option is a bit of a loss, but I think I'm gonna go with a book that has legs. Just imagine like the book getting loose, like just running away from the house and just like running down the street and terrorizing my neighbors. And we're now going to wrap up that visual. Would you rather your book grow a mouth or grow ears? Hands down, I would choose the ears. I would not mind a book listening to me like yap or overhearing conversations or whatnot, because like they can't really do anything with that information. Whereas like a book with a mouth, one is just like disturbing as it is. A book with any body part is disturbing, let's be honest. But I feel like with the mouth, it would just like want to talk to me all the time. It would want to yap, and I don't know that I'd be okay with that. Whereas with the ears, the book ears, I feel like it's just like easier to ignore, out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Finally, would you rather your book grow eyes or grow a nose? This one, I could not handle the eye. I'm immediately thinking of the Hocus Pocus spell book that just like has one eye that just looks around constantly. Nope. Nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel. I can't do it. Can't handle it. Stop looking at me. Close that dang eye immediately. I know that shelving a book that has a nose would be troublesome because like obviously you wouldn't be able to just like slide it on like that because it's got a freaking nose on the cover. Unless the nose is on the spine, which would also freak me out. I'm imagining the nose on the front cover though. So like you would have to display it like this. And obviously a nose is gross too because there's gonna be times when it's like sniffing and also sneezing. So like still troublesome, still uncomfortable, but I would much rather have that than a freaking eye being freaky, looking at me all freaky. So no eye, we're choosing the nose. That's my final answer, and that's the end of this book tag. That is it for the unhinged bookish would you rather book tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It was a fun and weird time, and now I feel like I definitely am gonna have a dream where my books grow different body parts. So that's great. That's lovely. I guess I should tag some people because that's a thing that you're supposed to do with book tags. But if you want to do this book tag, feel free. You've been tagged. I've listed the questions down below in the description. I would love to see like Books and Lala do this. I don't think she really does book tags on her channel, but I know that she like loves weird things, loves weird books, so I would love to see her do it. I would love to see Sarah without an H do this as well because I love her personality and I feel like she would just have a fun time with this one. And I'm also going to tag Kelly. So you guys should all do this tag, but also if you want to do this tag, feel free. Questions down below in the description. Now, before we go, let me know in the comments if your book had to grow a body part, what body part would you choose? Obviously, keep it clean. Don't be all dirty. Dirty people, your comments are being deleted, okay? Not about it. Let's keep it clean in the comments, okay? Sound good? Amazing. I'm thinking of like legs, arms, fingers, nose, toes, eyebrows. Is eyebrows a body part? If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye-o!